Hello there, people who have access to the internet and who are currently using it to watch this video. My name is Pun Food, or just Pun if you prefer. And Kirby Star Allies. Let's go get our dream friend for the episode. Who else do we have to grab? We got to see a little bit of King DDD, but we ended last episode with getting Meta Knight when we didn't even get to see him in action. So let's get Meta Knight. Alright. Meta Knight's here. I guess I should read his description. I didn't read a description for... I only read it for GUI, but I think I want to read it for other beings. First introduced way back in Kirby's Adventure, this warrior takes the spirit of chivalry to heart. He has set out on a journey of training, but he would never forget his connection to his friends. May new friend powers awaken and imbue his blade. Yeah. And then he has access to his shuttle loop, brawl players beware. And he's basically just a reskin of Sword, but instead of the cool upward sword attack, he just has that, you know. So... But I guess he makes up for it with shuttle loop, you know. He also has wings flying capabilities, but not much else from Wing, honestly. Anyway, Meta Knight's just a cool character to bring along sometimes. Just kind of feels cool to have him, like, with you sometimes. Not all the time. Anyway, let's head on and to the Fortress of Shadows Jambastion. Alright. Gatehouse Road. Here we go. My big, what ability do we have? I believe, yes. First instance of ESP in this game. We're basically Ness from Earthbound. Or I guess, I mean, you could also argue about Nintendo from Earthbound Zero. Or Earthbound Beginnings, or, you know, let's grab our spider friend here. It's always fun to bring Como along, maybe. Spider is such a fun ability. It's just, I feel like it was introduced in the wrong game. I sort of got into that last time. But, also, ESP can be cool, but not as yourself. Again, it goes back to the... It can give you electric powers, I believe. Yeah. ESP can give you zap to your weapons, but which is honestly kind of cool on Yo-Yo. But also, like, it's not super obvious, but it is still cool. But ESP is one of those abilities where it has a very limited moveset. It was introduced in Planet Robobot. I didn't even think it worked in that game, and yet somehow I felt like it was the most popular ability for other players for that game. When I personally love Doctor just for messing around, and Poison is like better water. But yeah, ESP was introduced in Planet Robobot. But it has an I think it was really good for its robot armor variant, but like as just a basic ability, it either requires you to stay in place and wait for people to how do I want to put it? Basically wait for people to either come attack you so you can counter them with your guard, or you had to what is it? You had to stay in place to use your powerful, like, you know, psychokinesis attack, or you had teleport, and that was it. And those aren't very good for boss fights. The way I judge a copy ability for Kirby is whether it's good in a boss fight, because, like, you can beat the normal Kirby levels with basically just running and jumping outside of some minor puzzle solving that you'll need, you know, a better... you'll need specific abilities for. So then it just comes down to what you prefer in playstyle, which is important, but not as important as how good is it in a boss fight? And I honestly think ESP is one of the worst abilities in Kirby because it's very bad in boss fights, requiring you to stay stationary to really get any good damage output. I mean, compare that to Spark or Plasma in this game, where just the act of you running around is actually very the act of that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Okay. There we go. Anyway, like sometimes the allies are weird. I just run Meta Knight to get his Zap Sword. Anyway, into the boss room. But yeah, like I think Doctor also falls into the trap of just it's very clunky to use, but at least it has some good damage output during boss fights. Spark and Plasma are basically the ideal boss killer ability, outside of maybe Hammer for sheer damage. Yo-Yo's good because it has good range and spammability, but like ESP is pretty bad. Like I'd argue Spider is better because at least it's agile and you can get chip damage off. You know, and if a boss ever flies into your things, you won't trap them per se, but you'll do damage. Anyway, this is Pawn and Con. We haven't seen them since Dreamland 3. So, you know, that's a thing. Oh, we already took one of them out. Anyway. Okay. Yo-Yo is just very cool to use here. That is a ice bomb. I don't know, not much to say about these guys. They kind of run back and forth. That's kind of it. And then you just gotta spam them with hearts to... But it's like ESP didn't do a whole lot. And it only really works in this fight because there's a chance that they just won't run across the row where you're stationed with ESP. But like outside of that, other fights are too chaotic to rely on like standing in place to do damage. I also just realized that the ESP guy wears... I'm always like, why doesn't the ESP guy have the Ness hat on when the other friends have their respective ability hats on for their ability? But I realized that it's on, it's just under the hood, which very clever and funny, but also like, you can't really see it, so it's hard to tell. Anyway, I don't know, not the biggest fan of ESP. It's cool conceptually, it just needs better moves. If its entire moveset was just Ness, like if ESP was a new ability of Yo-Yo, sure, but like honestly, give like the Ness cap to Yo-Yo and it fits better. Even though actually it's more ideal for Ness to use a bat, in my opinion. I always play with Ness wielding a bat versus a Yo-Yo, just because I like the accuracy of the bat. Anyway, yeah, ESP is going to be off the team. It gets some use in this game because it does have a couple of... It has... Oh, wait. Okay, we're adding Gim to the team in place of Como. But then I'm taking Staff. Staff is, I believe, the last new ability in this game. The new abilities were Spider, Festival, I know is new, it's an anniversary ability. But Staff is just overpowered for that move. It also has that, you know, various ways to reach your enemy. It's basically Spear, but in my opinion, it's actually better Spear. Because Spear, you need to be close. Staff is all about range. I'd rather have Plug than ESP, honestly. But like, just that attack is powerful. It's like, even if you have to kind of stay stuck in place to use it, it just does so much damage. Like when you actually go against a boss. Its other attacks aren't too bad. The Baton Twirl is actually really useful. and just pogoing around the place is pretty good. Its basic melee is pretty good. Spirit, I think, is good. It has reach, but not as much reach as Staff, and I can understand why it was phased out and being kept as Bandana D's signature versus, like, you know, ability for Kirby to use. Because Staff is just better. It is just better. Like, Spear has Spear Copter, that's it, but even then, Spear Copter isn't that great. It's fun, but it's not that great, like, in gameplay. I'd much rather have the Pogo Stick. So I understand. For Bandana D, it gives him great range and melee ability, but not as good as Staff. The other new ability in this game is Spider. I'm trying to think if there's any other new abilities in this game. It's Staff, Spider. Cleaning isn't technically new, but it has a new moveset. And Festival's, I guess, technically new. But yeah, that's it. Electricity's helpful because we're currently fighting these water enemies, but I would maybe like to get a different element. Okay. Can I just... There we go. Yeah. Staff, I think, is, like, one of the best... This is the best ability, like, in this game. For me, personally. The only thing holding it back, in my opinion, is the hat, which just doesn't really mesh with my personal tastes. Like, it fits the ability, but it's just, like... I don't know. I like the bandana you get with the spear just a bit more, honestly. It's the one thing that... Beam can also give electricity, and it's better than Plug. Green Waddle Doo also looks kind of cool. But this is like some of my favorite abilities of all time. Beam, Yo-Yo, Staff, Meta Knight. Meta Knight isn't really a favorite ability per se, but you know. We got Bugsy. I don't think I'm ever gonna add him to the team though. But like, I get bosses go down fast in this game, but you cannot deny that Staff makes it even quicker. Right. We need suplex in some form. I'm not gonna give up anything, really for that. I guess we don't need it. But, Bugsy, can you get up here? Oh my god. Bugsy, there you go. Good job, Bugsy. Alright. Now, he'll chuck me across the thing, and I can grab this stuff. Cool. Okay. So, let's just head through the door now, I guess. I don't know, what do I want to say? I hope we can find, I know that there is a certain ability in here that we can find that I am actually... Is it in here, or is it in a different... No, there it is. Beetle is better suplex. Beetle still has that grab your enemies energy, but it does it in a way that, also, Suplex, Fighter, and Beetle all share the same friend ability, which kind of makes Suplex one of the worst abilities, in my opinion, in this game. Because you need to have an enemy that's light enough to grab. Otherwise, what do I need to do? Oh, yeah. Okay. You just have to hope that nobody dies when they get thrown through there. I think I've had it squish one of my friends before. Anyway, but Beetle at least has some good potential. It's not as good as if it could get elemental powers, but like, Beetle and Fighter are at least still good to bring as friends occasionally. But like, Suplex just, it needs, like, it's okay for when you have stars that the bosses drops to grab, but like, so can any other ability with a command grab. So, it's not really that special. Alright. But, like, I just love doing that with staff. Nope, okay. Must be the next level or something. Okay. Just keep... Oh, I could have gotten Waddle Doo. It's whatever. Another staff. Oh, another friend bridge segment. So... Yeah, I don't know what am I gonna segue to? Meta Knight? I don't know, Meta Knight's abilities just kind of soared. He's okay. Honestly, there are better picks for Dream Friends. But, you know, I don't fault you for bringing him for the coolness factor, but especially after the free updates to this game, bringing him as a Dream Friend feels kinda... I wouldn't say redundant. Actually, I don't know why... I'd rather have Beatley. We're just gonna stand here, and nobody's gonna grab it, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna fade away. Okay. Okay, there we go. Anyway, here's the secret switch. And, that accesses the extra stage. Okay. Then, I think that's everything for the level. Yeah, we got big puzzle piece, we got secret switch, so that's the end. Alright. Now what was I gonna say? Yeah, Meta Knight. After the, free updates, honestly, Meta Knight, Bandanity, and King Dedede got pretty outclassed, because Dedede, Meta Knight were just Sword and Hammer, and Bandanity was just Spear, which is kind of a worse staff, in my opinion. But, yeah, I mean, it has some merits. You can throw the spears, but staff has a long enough reach that it makes up for it, you know. So, like, in the last free update, I believe it was the last free update, they gave, Bandanity, Meta Knight, and King Dedede their unique moves. Or at least, King Dedede and Meta Knight got unique moves, and then Bandanity got a new unique move. Meta Knight got his Shuttle Loop, which was, I believe, from Brawl, originally. It might have been from Return to Dreamland, but I'm pretty sure it was a Brawl original and they just brought it over for Meta Knight. Sector A is the extra stage. And then King Dedede got some moves from his boss fight where he trips and falls. Let's get ice. Let's outfit everyone with some ice powers. It wants us to deal with fire, so I guess that makes good amount of sense, you know. Chili, would you be so kind? Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Oh, it wants us to actually bring ice and water. Okay. Honestly, Meta Knight, like I said, not the best, so we'll exchange him for Jammer Jab. Anyway. Ice plus the water ability. So, anyone with an ice weapon, upon hitting water, can create this thing. This is the result of having two elemental copy abilities next to each other. And they kind of want us to use it in this fight, where you just blast everyone to, you know, smithereens by holding up and just using the ice attack. It makes water more useful than you'd originally suspect, but still not my personal favorite to bring to any fight because elemental abilities on their own are kind of eh. I think water is definitely much better when you can't combine abilities because it doesn't feel like as much of a waste of a power-up. It's definitely not the best for boss fights, but just for surfing through levels, you know, it's pretty good. So, yeah, but I was saying something like, anyway, I guess we won't slide kick that guy and Let's heal Jammer Jab. Okay. Now it should be introducing us to our next combo. I'll take Wing. We need Wind plus Fire. So, we'll just imbue these weapons. Oh, Bluster Staff is really cool. Like, Bluster Staff makes Pogoing super fun. And then, like, instead of doing just, like, the strike through, it does a big swing. And it is so much more range than even regular staff. Anyway, since it's Wind plus Fire, we will grab Birdon in place of Chili, and I will take Fire for myself, because it wants me to obviously have the Fire. So getting Fire and then throwing Wind through it creates basically what you'd expect. It just causes Fire to spread, you know, very much. Much Fire spreading. And of course they align all the enemies, so it's just easy. Hey, man, can you... Okay. Gotcha. So we just kind of stand here and then take the cues for when it's time to get over to one side or the other. And we just decimate these guys. Okay. Don't go through that door yet. It's bait. It's not really bait, but it distracts from this well-kept secret over here, which I believe is the puzzle piece. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm getting somewhat distracted by... I don't know. Still, combining two elemental abilities isn't my favorite. I didn't mean to give him Fire, but okay. Sure, we can give them Fire. Okay. There we go. I guess we'll just deal with these guys normally, since using... But that's the thing, with those ones, it's unlike imbuing a weapon with elemental energy. It's not like a one and done. You have to keep redoing the attack, which makes it inherently worse than just getting whatever element. I don't know. Cool. There's all the goodies we get, and that's the level. But, you know, it's like having to reapply the Fire into the, yeah, having to reapply... I got a 3, wow, okay. Having to reapply the Fire, or the Wind into the Fire to use that attack over and over, or the Ice into the water, is just... It's tedious to do in a boss fight, so it's really only useful in that level, but even then you kind of saw some of the shortcomings, especially in that last room with the Fire and Wind combo, and I just resorted to doing general attacks on the boss. Anyway, let's end this episode off with Longview Corridor. This... Alright. What ability does it give us? ESP? Oh, I know why I need this. Okay. Get rid of Birdon. Sorry, Birdon, but I want to keep the other two around. I need water. You are not water, but I need water. You're not water either. Give me water or give me not water. I don't... We have a staff member on the team. a staff member. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll take stone. Come here. Okay, and I would like water. But, you know, you can't always have what you want. So... Really? Okay, there we go. This should give us water, I believe. Nope, this is the stone and ESP combo. Where ESP carries me, or carries whoever's stone, geokinesis, and then drops them onto an electric stake, which either needs an electrified hammer or an electrified stone as a result of ESP. Fun ability, not practical in battle, as with most, like, non-weapon combos. You know, it just takes too long to activate versus weapons which stay elementally charged. You know. And that's why, you know, the non-weapon abilities are just, in my opinion, less fun in this game. Like, in literally any other Kirby game, they're fine. But in this game, they're just... not. I mean, they're fine, but, like, they're not as fine as, like, in other Kirby games. It's sad, but it's the truth. Can you... Thank you. Okay. There we go. This, I believe, is the puzzle piece. There is also a secret switch in this level, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then we can just... There you go. This should be the secret switch then, if this door, because this door can't be... Yeah, there it is. We hit it. Dream Palace, pretty cool. I don't know. Stone, not my personal favorite, but, like, it just, along with ESP and, like, I would say that Ice at least has some merit, because it's still a pretty good ability. And giving Ice to weapons isn't bad by any means. So, let's reset everyone, and let's see what options we have. We got Spark, Fire, and Staff. Alright. For that part, I'm gonna take Staff. We're gonna bring along Gim. We're gonna bring along Plug, who's gonna give... I'll give Gim... Let's... I don't know. Do I want to bring along Burning Leo? Okay. There we go. That's what we want. I don't know that we want to bring along Burning Leo. Like, even Rocky would be fun. NESP? Maybe? I don't know. I think Burning Leo... I mean, what we could do is we could... to demonstrate the true almighty power of the staff... No, we'll stick with this team. I'm not a big fan of Burning Leo, but... I can appreciate him for giving us the fire on Gim's yo-yo, so... Alright, here we go, it's boss time. And allow me to show you why Plasma and Fire are not the best abilities in a game where weapons can have elemental abilities themselves. If, like, weapons couldn't have elemental abilities and you need the elemental ability, like, then the elemental abilities would have pretty merit. Anyway, that's how we greet people on my planet. It didn't even give me a chance to read it. Anyway, I am Francisca, one of the 3 generals of magic. Together, we command the Fortress of Shadows, known as Jambastion. We wish to assemble the dark Jamba heart pieces that were scattered across the universe. Once we do, our most twisted of visions will finally be untwisted, unthawed, unfurled. But I do not wish to waste my time with pointless chatter, so I won't. Just know that should you attempt to oppose us, I'll have no choice but to put you on ice forever. This is the Frozen General Francisca. I haven't been doing the boss lore yet, but I guess we should do the boss lore. I forgot to do Meta Knight, DDD, and Wispy. You can understand, Wispy guards tree nature stuff. King DDD is somehow corrupted or something. Same with Meta Knight. Anyway, calm, cool, and collected. Frozen General Francisca is one of the 3 mages at the head of Jambastion's forces. The freezing attacks she unleashes are enough to chill the very hearts of those who oppose her. Alright, allow me to demonstrate how broken Staff is. And why it's, like, better than just an elemental ability. Alright, especially with, like, lightning, I'm doing most of the damage. Yo-Yo can do a lot of damage, but, like, Staff is just, like, better. To be fair, Gim isn't really trying to attack her, it seems. We won't even get to see all of her attacks. I usually get to at least see one of her other attacks. Anyway, she's done. Pretty simple. I don't know. Don't have much to say. I just really like Staff for boss fights. Honestly, for Francisca, it's not the best with how much she likes to do uppercuts with her axe, but otherwise I would say it's pretty okay. I would say that, I mean, it also just helps with its longer reach. Yo-Yo excels in boss fights too, like, in a way that other abilities just don't, because it has good reach but also good damage output, like Staff. Anyway, that is the first of the 3 Generals of Magic done, and we have now unlocked the Western Outer Wall and the Dream Palace. So, you might meet legendary characters. Dream Palace is now unlocked. So, as you can see, we have all that. We have this level, and we have all those levels up there, and we'll be taking those on next time. But for now, my name has been, and will be tomorrow, and the day after that, 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 and it always will be Pun Food. You know, I have to say, for a Fortress of Evil, assumed evil. It's the Fortress of Shadows. Shadows, evil, whatever. But honestly, you know, I'm surprised that there are so many people willing to join their evil plans or whatever. I mean, they're certainly not understaffed.